Good evening, fellow residents and Mission Viejo business owners. My name is Cathy Schlicht. It has been an honor to serve as mayor this year. By the end of this report, as I share with you our successes, I hope you will agree with me that Mission Viejo has been on the move this year. The good news is that our city is fiscally sound, having closed its 2014-15 fiscal year with $29.6 million in discretionary reserves. It requires about $65 million per year to operate our city government. In a strong commitment to fiscal responsibility, we created a 2-year balanced budget that will maintain 50% in general fund group reserves. Above and beyond funding our core services, we have committed $13.6 million to the Capital Improvement Program. On January 16 of this year, the Council shared a vision for our city during a public pre-budget workshop. We established priorities on anticipated revenues and expenses. Before adding details of that meeting, let me first point out that the paramount duty of government is public safety. Our police officers are the cornerstone for an orderly society. Therefore, we approved a new $17.5 million contract with the Orange County Sheriff's Department to provide for our public safety. In total, public safety expenses represents almost 35% of our budget, which includes emergency preparedness, street lights, crossing guards, and animal services. United, we set goals in January relating to these 6 priorities: economic development, reduction of our unfunded liabilities, adding restrooms in our parks, maintaining safe discretionary reserve levels, modernizing the Marguerite Aquatics Complex, and renovating the landscapes of our slopes maintained by the city. Let me start by providing an update on those targeted challenges. After years of inaction by our predecessors, we approved a multi-million-dollar renovation of the Marguerite Aquatics Complex, the home of the world-famous Natadors. The work will start next fall after the Summer Olympics. This project will be funded using park developer fees as well as $1.1 million from the proceeds of the sale of city-owned vacant land to the Mission Viejo Housing Authority. The Natador Foundation has pledged to contribute over $1 million to the project's $8 million cost. We have increased our park maintenance schedule by renewing our annual timetable for rotating playground equipment replacements, as well as restoring the restroom master plan. We address the need to add restrooms in our parks that are heavily used by our children engaged in AYSO and other organized sports. Prior councils had not added a single restroom since the one at Melinda Park, dating back to 2006. Together, we agreed to add 2 restrooms, with the first one to be installed at Pavilion Park. The Community Services Commission has identified other park restroom locations for future year construction. This year, we remodeled the long overdue locker rooms at the Montanosa Recreation Center, completing that capital improvement project. Unfunded pension liabilities are a state, federal, and local concern. In our effort to take on this issue, the City Council directed staff to make a lump sum payment of $1.5 million to CalPERS in an effort to reduce our unfunded pension liability. We also agreed to pay off the unfunded retiree health care benefit liability in full by June 2016. With a major statewide call for water conservation, we have converted to smart irrigation controllers and low-flow sprinkler heads. Newer landscaping is utilizing drought-tolerant planting materials. In our conservation effort, the city has also converted many areas to recycled water. So as you can see, in a sense, I would say under my term as mayor, this council should be called the Take Action Team. We have certainly been busy. As a government entity, we do not have a product or service for sale. However, there are things we can do to retain, sustain, and gain local businesses. This year's Economic Development Ad Hoc Committee is comprised of Councilmember Ed Sachs and Mayor Pro Tem Greg Raths. They have been proactive in looking for ways to encourage renovation of the Village Shopping Center across from the Civic Center. Another area in their endeavor is promoting the reuse of the former Unisys property on Geronimo Road. Over at the library, business owners have benefited by a host of new resources designed to start and grow their businesses. Being aware that local governments fight for the same property and sales tax dollars, we have set aside $300,000 in support of economic development as an effort to expand opportunities to attract new businesses to our city. On another positive note, with the opening of Wix Furniture and Cost Plus World Market, the previous empty big box stores in the Freeway Center are now fully occupied. Increasing our footprint in the medical field, we have approved the addition of a 4-story, 109,000 square foot medical building on a portion of the Shops of Mission Viejo Mall property. Soon we will welcome a new 101-room hotel, the Hampton Inn & Suites, located off of Marguerite and Avery Parkways in the southern end of our city. We have numerous new businesses calling Mission Viejo home. They include the Designer Shoe Warehouse, Smart & Final Extra, and Volvo Cars Mission Viejo, to name just a few. The city also welcomed 2-time Olympian Felipe Delgado when he selected the City of Mission Viejo to open his Evolution Swim Academy. The shops at Mission Viejo and the Kaleidoscope are always evolving with new stores and eateries. Union Market will soon enhance the Kaleidoscope with several new, unique retail shops and restaurants. Coming next year will be the Green Street Center development. It will be located at the corner of Avery and Marguerite Parkways at the former site of the Mountain View Church. This project contains a 2-story building with retail and professional offices, along with a car wash below the parking area. Another issue we continue to fight is traffic congestion. We can report the completion of the widening of Oso Parkway between Country Club Drive and the freeway that includes a designated westbound lane directing traffic to the freeway heading both north and south. This year, a little over 200 streets were resurfaced. Pavement rehabilitation for 2016 will include Marguerite and Tribuco. Future roadway improvements include widening La Paz from Crescenta to Muirlands, as well as intersection improvements at Felipe and Oso. In our continual effort to increase traffic safety, we now have 92 out of 114 traffic signals with battery backup units. These upgrades will keep our signals operational for 2 to 3 hours in the event of a power outage. Mission Viejo is one of only a few Orange County cities with emergency vehicle preemption devices on every signal in the city. These EVP devices turn signals green upon the approach of emergency vehicles to help facilitate its safe passage through intersections, and also helps to reduce response times. Driving along Oso Parkway by the Mission Viejo Country Club, you will notice the completion of the Adagio on the Green apartments. This luxury apartment complex includes 22 units to meet our affordable housing requirement. Oso Parkway was widened in part to address this traffic issue. Developers are also looking to build state-mandated affordable units on vacant land near the animal shelter and on property next to the Mission Foothill Marketplace on Los Alisos. As of now, the city is fully compliant to the state housing mandate. Standard Pacific's housing development, known as Skyridge, is underway. This 84-unit single-family project is located at the northeast end of the city on El Toro Road. On regional matters, through a selection process by the Orange County Healthcare Agency, Care Ambulance became our city's new emergency ambulance provider. Recently, Mission Viejo and other South Orange County cities united to defeat AB 1217, a bill that would have reduced city representation on the Board of Directors for the Orange County Fire Authority. The American Cancer Society's Relay for Life was held at Saddleback College on June 6 and 7. I am pleased to report that over 50 teams and 350 people raised $115,000 to help fund cancer research and treatments. Mission Viejo Relay for Life has raised $2.5 million since the relay began 21 years ago. Mission Viejo residents are very patriotic and support those who have served and continue to serve our nation. Each year, we stop to remember that commitment by holding ceremonies at the Civic Center or the Norman P. Murray Communities and Senior Center. On Memorial Day, joining Colonel Paul Nugent, Commanding Officer, Headquarters Battalion 1st Marine Division, Camp Pendleton, was U.S. Army Air Corps pilot First Lieutenant David Hayward. Lieutenant Hayward retired his command in World War II in order to fly for the Flying Tigers in the Burma-China campaign, disrupting Japanese supply lines. At the conclusion of the Memorial Day program, guests were invited to tour the many American heroes tribute banners posted in the courtyard to read about those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom and liberties. On November 11, we held our annual Veterans Day ceremony at the Norman P. Murray Community and Senior Center. We again welcomed Colonel Paul Nugent. Colonel Nugent has served 4 combat tours and will soon deploy again. We wish him Godspeed. We also recognize Bill Moynihan as Veteran of the Year. A member of the Costa del Sol Military Veterans Club, Bill is also an active member of the city's Marine Adoption Committee with a big focus on Toys for Tots collection program. This year, our city worked with the Marine Adoption Committee on the annual Tee It Up for Marines golf tournament and raised more than $20,000 for our adopted Marines. Mission Viejo is a family community focused on education, recreation activities, special events, and youth sports programs that build community and further enhance our quality of life. This summer, we rallied behind 170 delegates from Indonesia and Spain as host town for the Special Olympics. More than 15 organizations teamed up with our city to fundraise, plan, and provide an experience of a lifetime for the athletes, as well as countless Mission Viejo residents and volunteers. This year, we were fortunate to have 2-time Olympian gold and silver winning softball pitcher Jenny Finch, who conducted a weekend softball camp at Alicia Park in our city. With her famous windmill pitch, Jenny held the NCAA record of 51 consecutive victories. In opening the camp, her fastball pitch was in my catcher's glove within the blink of an eye. Time magazine has called her the most famous softball player in history. I also met with Julie Foudy, former captain of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team, who conducted a fully registered week-long soccer camp for girls at the Pataki Center Fields. Julie attended Mission Viejo High School and in 2007 was inducted into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. This year, our city was the first California city to host the Wounded Warriors Amputee Softball Team Kid Camp. The camp attracted children from around the country who were mentored by and had the chance to play softball with members of the Wounded Warriors team. 2015 was the 3rd straight year that our city hosted the Uniqlo Wheelchair Tennis Doubles Master. Our community has long supported and raised awareness of this unique sport and event. The Masters complements our junior wheelchair camp that we have hosted at the Marguerite Tennis Center for the last 8 years. To encourage and give opportunity to physically challenged citizens of all ages who want to try the sport of wheelchair tennis, the city obtained 6 state-of-the-art sport wheelchairs through the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation. From May 30 through June 7, the AYSO Region 84 held its 25th annual Mission Viejo Classic Soccer Tournament. It's worth pointing out that there are thousands of our Mission Viejo children and parents who are actively involved in Mission Viejo soccer. On a sad note, I would be remiss not to mention the sudden loss of a soccer referee and Mission Viejo City Council candidate, Desi Kiss, who passed away on November 2. Desi will be missed for a very long time. The Mission Viejo High School Diablos football team just concluded another perfect season going 10-0. At the end of the regular season, the Diablos' 22-game winning streak is tied for the 2nd longest streak in the state. Athletes from all of our high schools continue to give Mission Viejo good press nationwide. It is no small wonder that our city's heritage is firmly planted in sports. Staying on the topic of sports, I am pleased to acknowledge that many of our seniors are also very active. The council has approved the addition of 2 bocce ball courts on the Oso Viejo Community Park, which is adjacent to the Norman P. Murray Community and Senior Center. Another popular annual event is the Walk Against Drugs. Our keynote speaker this year was Curtis Beach, who told the kids that to be a champion, you must be drug-free. Curtis is a decathlete who competed for Duke University and is an Olympic hopeful for next year's Summer Games in Rio. After walking from the Mission Viejo High School down La Paz Road, we ended the event with booths at the Murray Center Village on the Green for the 8th annual South Orange County Disaster Preparedness Expo. In promoting the use of solar energy and other energy efficiency retrofits, on a 3-2 split vote, the Council approved the Property Assessed Clean Energy, or PACE program. This funding concept enables homeowners the ability to oppose a voluntary tax assessment on their properties with this new financing scheme. These non-bank consumer loans are not regulated by standardized disclosure laws enforced by any government regulatory agency. These super liens would jump ahead of all existing liens, which could impact the future sale and valuation of your property. To protect and inform our residents, a consumer warning pamphlet on the PACE product is currently being developed by an ad hoc committee chaired by Councilmember Wendy Bucknam and myself. There's another major issue that I championed. It was the removal of the unnecessary special fire protection areas and fire map designation from many of the homes in our city. The Fire Authority agreed that we already had in place tougher requirements to deal with potential fires. The fire maps were a burden to our homeowners, and the designation had the potential to suppress their property values. As a first step towards establishing the need for a dedicated youth center, we asked the Community Services Commission to explore opportunities to bring in a youth organization to run programs for our teenagers. In their research, it was discovered that there is a lack of programming opportunities for teens in our community, and some of our youth are underserved. We are now exploring ways to serve those needs. Consequently, on November 10, the City Council approved expanding the after-school enrichment program at 3 middle schools. Starting in January 2016, the Kids Factory program will be offered at Carl Hanke, La Paz, and Los Alisos middle schools. There is so much more I could add about the positive benefits of living and working in Mission Viejo. As families continue to relocate into Orange County, let's not overlook our award-winning public schools and Saddleback Community College located in our city. Saddleback Community College, with over 25,000 students, is one of the jewels of our city. Saddleback offers over 190 programs where students can obtain associate's degrees, academic certificates, and occupational skill awards. The college also offers Veterans Education Transition Services. Well, this report has been a snapshot of our accomplishments for 2015 and priorities for 2016. As a master plan community, our responsibility has been to focus on quality of life for all of us who live, work, and play in Mission Viejo. Isn't it nice to have Mission Viejo around the house? It's been an honor to serve as your mayor for 2015. God bless America, and thank you for spending your time with me this evening.